Dear Vets of Tomorrow, nice to meet you. This voice is a new one, because I am someone new to this podcast. My name is Masha and I am currently a vet student from Hanover in Germany. A few months ago I spent a couple of weeks in the West Bank in Palestine at the Al-Najah University, and I did an internship there as part of my practical year. I wanted to be exposed to something very new and different, to have the chance to get to know the similarities, but also differences regarding vet medicine between Germany and Palestine. I wanted to make new friends, to meet the local people and to listen to their personal stories. This is how I met Moath. He grew up in Saudi Arabia, came back to the country of his parents, in Palestine, to study medicine. He founded the Animal Welfare League at Al-Najah University in Nablus. It's a branch of the Palestinian Animal League, which is located in Ramallah. It's another city in the West Bank. Moath will tell us about the animal welfare situation in the West Bank from his perspective. I hope you enjoy listening. Hello, it's really nice to see you again. I mean, we haven't seen each other for more than a month, I think, the last time that we've spoken to each other. So it's really nice to meet you and to listen to you. I hope you're doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, actually, yeah. Just like, the period after finishing your exams, just the rehabilitation period. That's why I'm just living right now. So I'm so good. Thank you.
We met in Palestine, I think like 2 months ago. So I was doing an internship there, and then through a mutual friend of my flatmate, she introduced me to you. We had the chance to hang out, and we talked a lot about animal welfare. So today we have again the chance to do that. Maybe you can shortly introduce yourself first, so that the rest knows who you are.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Moath Abdallah. I'm from Palestine. I'm studying medicine in Al-Najah National University. I just founded in 2020, before the COVID-19, the Palestinian Animal League in our university. As a trying to help animals and save lives and all the things about animals. So this is a brief introduction for myself.
How old are you right now?
Okay. I am now 26, I guess. I was living outside of Palestine for my whole life. I just came to Palestine for the university period. So that's kind of, not purely Palestinian brain thinker. So that's why it's kind of different for me to the way I think, how I treat animals and do all the stuff for helping animals. So that's one of my main reasons, let's say.
Yeah, when did you start to care for animals? What was the reason for that? I mean, you studied human medicine, but not vet medicine. What made you start caring about animals and animal welfare?
Actually, I just didn't find a direct let's say a connection between vet medicine and helping animals, because medicine is not an enough reason to be a good human being. Being a doctor for both sides is something really beautiful. So I guess I had a chance to save and care about animals' life while I'm saving people's life. Kind of something mutual between them. I have a good humanity, let's say. I care about souls on the earth, on the planet. Animals' lives matters, people's lives matters. So it was there's no special reason. But being a vet doctor is not enough to give the things I should give to animals in Palestine. I need to be something doing more socially and in all ways, let's say. So it's I didn't think it in that way. So if I love animals, or I like animals, or helping animals, doesn't mean I need to be a vet doctor. With all respect to both sides, I don't want to be mean kind of, but saving animals is not about medicine. It's just going and saving lives and help them, and I can take them to the vet doctor and they can treat them and.
But was there a situation where you realized, okay, there is a need for changing maybe something, or for doing something for farm animals or for pet animals? Was there something like that?
Actually, yeah, I just discovered accidentally that there is a so bad system in laws and socially, and like the population social or the population ideas about animals. There was something really weird about it. Like I was seeing that people don't care about animals' lives, or like there is no laws to protect animals in Palestine. So I just mentioned you before. We are working on a project to to treat this kind of projects for improving and updating our laws in Palestine to protect animals. I have multiple things. I didn't find any organizations in Palestine caring about animals. By the way, just one organization, and it's the main branch of our animal league in Ramallah. And there was very local. They are just covering a really small service area in our geographic area in Palestine. So I just decided to have a huge one inside the biggest university in Palestine. So it was a good, let's say, starting point, and it was really hard at the beginning to found an organization in Palestine about things population don't really care about. So it's kind of hard for me. It was really hard.
What would you say is now the situation of animal welfare in Palestine? I mean, you already said that it's not very good, but maybe you can explain it in a bit more detail. Like, how is it for the pet animals, for dogs and cats? Maybe also you can tell something about the production animals like cattle, sheep and goats. Can give us a brief insight?
For farm animals in general, the problem is they are overusing or abusing them in a really hard or intense way, because they treat them like an object. They don't treat with them like their own souls or something is breathing and living. So they don't care about the atmosphere they live in. They don't care about the amount of the drugs they give them for example, the milk production, for increase their muscle weight, anything like this, they are abusing or overusing their bodies for just give more production of their products, and they just sell more. I know that this kind of existed in all countries in the world, but at some point they have limits stopped. In Palestine here, I guess there is no limits, because there's no laws and nobody cares. That's it. For pet animals, it's kind of different, but there is no responsibility for the person who own any animal in his house. If you can just have any cat or any dog from street, and then you can throw it anytime you want. Nobody will ask you what are you doing, why you did this. Nobody can just go to police and tell about you, because this is kind of something normal in Palestine. So we're trying to change this stuff. We are just trying to make people treat with animals, and they are really live things. They are not dead. They are not objects.
I mean, you mentioned now a couple of times already the animal welfare law. Is there actually a law, and from which year is it? And you also said that you want to renew it, that you want to change it. What are the main problems that you have right now with the law that exists, and what exactly would you like to change?
Actually, they are using a really old version of laws that's since 1960s, I guess, or maybe older. And this system or this version of laws, considered as a Jordanian, because, Palestine is under occupation right now. And Jordanian laws as I just consider them as very light kind of punishments, or let's say laws. And they just maybe they do nothing, actually. They do nothing, and there is nobody in the government, there is no any organizations or any part of the government is responsible for applying these laws. So the problem is in the laws itself and applying the laws. So our problem is we need to just fix both problems, and we need to make government work with us. So the problem is, how can I make government accept our project for something they don't care about? And they say we are under occupation, so we are not forced to do anything. Yeah, we have enough problems, so we don't have time to care about animals and that stuff. But the one thing they maybe make government like co-work with us is when we are increase the let's say the money the people should pay when they do something wrong, you know, like when you have high prices for this kind of punishment, this will be good for the government, so they can have extra money from the people who does mistakes or does something wrong to animals. So we are just trying to press on the government from this point, and it's the only point we have, you know. So they will be kind of like hard for us to. The universities were working good with us. They are just really good, going like they're doing well. But the project itself is kind of huge because you are just trying to change the law in the whole country, even in Gaza also. So we are just like kind of confused because we don't know when to start, when to stop. And the political situations in our country here in Palestine is really sensitive right now. Anything could happen. So when something happens, you should stop all your progression in your project because it's not like nobody will listen to you. So you need to wait just to things calm down, and then you can start again. So we are just like really suffering from this point because the perfect time for working on our law is kind of like really, really rare. It's not all, we are not allowed all the time to work, you know? So yeah, that's it.
You said already something about the organization that you have, like that you're a group of people trying to do something better. Maybe you can explain a little bit about the volunteer work you did so far, about the Animal Welfare League. How is the situation with that?
In our university, since we just organized or founded the Animal League since 2020, we had about 370 volunteers that officially signed with us from university students. Not all of them are working actually because we are kind of upgrading ourselves, let's say. Because we didn't, after COVID, we just had a lot of problems, and the main one is the financial problems, because everything we need to do needs financials, you know. Volunteers have many types of volunteerings, let's say. The main one for us is we are trying to send the groups of volunteers to the schools, like for the first years of schools, for KG1 to grade 1, 2, and 3. This is specific 5 grades of school to change their ideas, to increase their awareness about animals and what is the animal and how can I treat the animal. So this is for me as a founder of the league is my main point. I want to just increase on schools. I want to change the ideas of the coming generation from Palestinian guys and make them touch and treat with animals. The second thing is when they try to save animals and bring them to the vet doctor, sending them from place to place. Some volunteers have cars. They can just move animals from place to place. What else? We are just going, sometimes we can maybe go to the jungles, fix some trees, help the wild animals, like remove any kind of like plastic things or something around. Like, also anything could help us. Like, for example, when we went to daily hugs, some volunteers go there and work with dogs there and donkeys, so they help them, they clean them, like many, many things. But the main point is increasing awareness and saving lives. This is the main jobs or the main point for having volunteers in Animal League.
Yeah, you just mentioned daily hugs. I just will shortly explain to the others what it is. I've been there. I was lucky enough to be shown around by you. It was a really great day. So it's a dog shelter, but actually it's not only for dogs. There are also a couple of donkeys, but it's definitely mainly for dogs. So there are about 70 to 80 dogs, which is honestly a bit too many for this place, but it's almost the only option for stray dogs or for like injured dogs to find a place and to be treated. And then they have, I think the last time I was there, they had 11 donkeys.
They have about 10 to 11 donkeys. The donkeys number is not increasing actually because they don't have that much cases because donkeys is kind of farm animals. So like they're not the street animals like dogs, but yeah, they have 11 or 12.
I mean, you also said already what is the main goal or the main vision of the Animal Welfare League that you created or that you started. Is it right that the idea is to mainly to raise the awareness in the population and that you focus on the young people, correct?
Yeah, and on children, that's more specific. On children, let's say, because like when you change an adult idea about something, it's kind of harder, you know. It's not easy to talk to someone. He's already adult and he is like individual and he's still abusing animals. So this kind of people, we will treat them with laws, you know. So that's the divide. We divided the job between like we treat adults with laws and children with the peers awareness. So that's our point.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I wish so.
So, what for you personally? What would be the biggest achievement that you could reach in the next few years?
My biggest achievement, actually, of course, having or applying the new project of our law. I want to see government works with us with saving animals' lives and protect them from crazy or like abnormal people, let's say. But also having more shelters for dogs, because cats is easier to find them a new house between people, but dogs are not. It's kind of cultural reasons, and sometimes religious reasons. But so the best solution for this problem is have more shelters like Delhi Hugs. Actually, Ramallah University start working with us, and they made, I don't know if I told you about it, but they just made the first sterilization center for street dogs instead of killing them. You know, they was killing them. Now they were killing them. Now we are founded a new or better solution. But the problem is, again, the financial problem, because sterilizing dogs is kind of expensive, especially the females. They are starting the first center for sterilization in Ramallah. For me, is one of the greatest achievements, actually. But no, we are looking for more. We want to make an hospital, for a vet hospital in Nablus in the coming couple of years for saving animals instead of sending them to Ramallah. Like to be for like special or is like below or belong to the organization I just created. So we can have a vet doctor for 24 hours working as shifts and saving animals 24 hours a day with the post-operative, let's say, recovery period, take all the things they need. I would like to cover all schools in Nablus in the two coming years. That will be a great achievement, actually. If you just visit all schools in Nablus, that will be great for us. Let's say this is the kind of main point, but our goals is like much more than that. But I can't mention because it's not in my mind right now. But the main point, just to mention, having the law and the rest of things that I just mentioned.
I mean, that sounds already like a lot. So yeah, a lot to do.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, but you know that we have a lot to do.
Yeah, it will keep you busy, definitely.
Yeah, that's killing me. Not only keeping me busy. It's not about my being busy. It's kind of like most of the time I feel like I can't do because I'm not able to do because there's a lot of barriers. There's a lot of limits. We don't have enough money for 1, 2, 3. So I have a lot of barriers. Let's say it's not about time all the time. Even I am in a 4th year medical students. I just finished it. Thank God everything's great. But it's not about time anymore. It's about multiple reasons that kind of stopping us from reaching our goals. Sometimes the political situations, sometimes the financial situations, sometimes social situations. We have like a lot of things like really killing our motivation, let's say. But we are going on. We will not stop.
So the next question that came to my mind was, we talked a little bit about the responsibility that maybe veterinarians could have. Yeah, how can veterinarians, I think they also, or as well, have a responsibility. What do you think, how can they live up to the responsibility they have? And, or do they even have a special one? Because they can treat the animal at least.
I will be honest with you, actually. I didn't expect that much of unresponsibility from some of them, to be honest. Some of them think about how much he will take, nothing else. Some of them refusing the animals from the street, and some of them treating them in the wrong way, sometimes killing them. Okay? The problem is there is nothing to make the vet doctor in Palestine feeling responsible because there is no law. That's why I'm mentioning again. He is not fear of anything. Like if a vet doctor was the cause of killing a cat or a dog from streets, especially from street, it's really normal. There's like nothing happened. So this is one of the things we're trying to change, but it have a different way because we need to like increase the number of the people that will, or the sides from the, like the members of the project. Here we need to add the faculty of veterinary medicine in Turkey. So it's kind of different way, but yeah, the problem that they don't have that much responsibility because there is nothing to worry about. Yeah, that is the main point. Some of them didn't have a good education actually in the university because I don't know why they didn't like take care about the vet medicine in Palestine that much. Even if they come from outside, they didn't have that enough education and they didn't have an experience, and they didn't work to have a good experience. They just graduated and started working directly. They don't have any idea about treating wild animals. This is one of the things we are just like suffered from. When we find a wild animal, it's really hard to find a good doctor to treat it, especially the birds, let's say, turtles. This kind of animals is really hard to find a good vet doctor to treat it because they don't have an experience. So the environment of Palestine is not that much like, let's say, fertilized to make a good doctors for vets. So it's like many reasons, let's say.
Mm. Yeah, I was doing some internships in Palestine, so I also could follow some of the vets that were working there. So it was really interesting for me sometimes to see that they have a different point of view and a different, I would say, only the one that I met personally I can judge or I can have an impression about. I can't say the thing about the veterinarians in general in Palestine, but I think some of them have a different work ethic compared to the one that I personally have, for example. I'm still studying veterinary medicine. I will finish next year, but still I already have some principles how I would like to work as a vet in the future. And I also could recognize and see some differences of what my principles already are and what are the principles of the doctor that I was following in Palestine. So just to give an example was that, when the owner enters the praxis, especially for pet animals, and kind of demands a certain treatment, sometimes there's not really a medical reason for that or a medical indication. Sometimes luckily, it doesn't really hurt the animal, but there is no medical reason. And then because the owner demands and also pays for that, so it's also about money, the vet does it. So that definitely can sometimes be a problem. And I would also agree with you that the education is sometimes a bit difficult compared to other countries in the world because it is an occupied country and it's also the university is sometimes limited. And the focus at university is definitely about the farm animals and the pet animals. So as you already said about the wild animals, that is definitely not the focus. Because there, it's again about money. There's no one who will pay for a wild bird or a turtle.
Absolutely. And one of the problems is they don't follow. I don't know if they study at all the ethics of being a vet doctor. So I guess they don't care about the ethics. They don't care about the psychiatric side of animals. How does the animal feel? How he's think? How his situation right now? Is he fear? He's not. So yeah, like 100%. And I bet sure that you know better than me because you were in the middle of the environment. So you know, how is that working?
I mean, there's also the different side. So there are young people, young students at the university. They are eager to learn. And when I had discussions or conversations with them, sometimes it was really surprisingly how much they cared. And so I would say half of them have a pet animal and they really love it and they want to make sure that it's treated fine, that the pet is doing well. So they definitely care for animals, but sometimes because of not knowing enough, they almost harm the animals. So that can be also the reason for that. So I think the reason why someone decides to study vet medicine is definitely because they want to care for an animal. They want to treat it, to cure it, so it can survive. So that's the motivation, usually, I would say, to start studying this, which is a positive thing. And then it's the question, okay, why do we still have the problem about animal welfare and about stray dogs and stray cats, and also I would say overpopulation of stray dogs? Maybe you can tell us something about the situation of the stray animals, especially I think you are more into the stray dogs.
The stray animals, especially the stray dogs. I just told you, and I will mention it again just to be sure that I just get you the point. Stray cats is much easier to treat with because the cultural and religious barriers are more or less. So, like, you can have a cat easily in your house, pet, eat, and feed it, and everything is okay. For a dog, it's impossible because, especially the religious reasons here in Palestine, because the majority of people here is Muslims. So there's kind of, let's say, religious restrictions for having a dog, and it's not allowed. And the wrong ideas, the extremely wrong ideas from people about stray dogs, that they are kind of wild, they are so aggressive, they are so dangerous, they are not kind or like they are not friendly at all. So they will start and like unconsciously treat it with an aggressive way. So, for example, when a kid see a cluster of dogs, like 7 to 10 dogs, the first thing he will do is grabbing a stone and throw it to this cluster of dogs just to make them run away, and with screaming on them. And intentionally, the dogs will start to forming an idea of the humans in Palestine that they are an enemies. We are creating here an unended war between animals and the humans, especially stray dogs. Sometimes government, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes when the situation goes extremely bad, they are forced to kill them and like in a really big way. And that is the thing we are working on now, because the number of dogs is really increasing in a crazy way. So we need to control it before having a really huge number. So this is the biggest situation, the numbers of dogs, especially stray dogs. They are in tens of thousands, even in hundreds of thousands in Palestine. In everywhere you can find the stray dogs. They are treating an animal with a human as an enemies. So we are having a really like wrong relationship between human and animals. We will do our best to fix it. The good thing here is that the dogs in daily huts actually representing or presenting the street dogs. So you can tell people that the real character of dog is what you are seeing in daily huts, not what you are seeing in the streets. So this is a good, let's say, point to increase people awareness about stray dogs. They are not dangerous. They are not aggressive. They are so friendly. The problem is from human, not from dogs. We should change our way to treat them, not on this way. And, as from a medical way, the sterilization will help us to decrease their aggressiveness and the hormonal endocrinal circulation. that will kind of decrease or increase their kind of friendly, or making them more have a treat and play with and feed and that stuff. This is let's say, the summary of the situation right now.
I was a bit surprised to see what kind of dog breeds are the most favored ones for Palestinian people. I think I would say mainly younger people to own and to have. Because you would think, okay, it's a hot country in the Middle East, so maybe a husky is not the best one to have there. But they look cute and they are so fluffy. So I think sometimes it's also the problem of not knowing enough what is good for the animal and what kind of environment would be the best for the animal. Changing the perspective, maybe not only think as a human, but like to maybe look through the eyes of an animal and to think about how this animal would feel. So, and I would say more the bigger dogs that are the favored ones, not only the very small ones. Is it right, my impression?
Let's say, yeah, like you say that from another side, but like they don't care about let's say, the local type of dogs. This is the main problem for us also, because if the people we are talking about like dogs, he doesn't like the local one. He like a kind of dogs that is, as you mentioned, the husky, for example. You're killing him in Palestine because it's super hot, especially in summer. Like today, it was like 35 or 38 degree. The way they think, they just talking about the German Shepherd, the Doberman, the Rottweiler, this kind of a special, let's say, race of dogs, let's say. It's kind of, as an animal league, we consider it as a type of racism, because all dogs in the world are the same. All of them are friendly and cute and they play in the same way. If you have an ability to own a dog and feed him and play with, stray dog is a really good option. But you need to just aware people about this. Like when you say, "Ooh, how can I have a stray dog?" So this is so kind of stupid. Sorry to say the word, but this is stupid kind of stereotyping. Stray dogs is not a good dog. No, they are great. And you met them in daily hugs in the shelter. They are so friendly. So they are not different from any other race of dogs, except the outside looking. That is more cute. Sometimes size is kind of like a point for some people, because they like the Chihuahua and this type of really small dogs. So this is kind of different, but this is still for me a racism. Also on cats, actually, only on that. Even people have cats in their houses, but they pay money for the Himalaya or that type of, I don't know the whole races of cats, but yeah, they are really paying for them. So it's kind of that they don't care about the street animals. They just care about the special kind of races and pay money just to buy them. So here we are facing another problem, which is buying animals, or like buying and selling, using animals as something to pay for or take money from. So this will abuse the animals and will increase the interest of population about the stray animals. So it's kind of a network, let's say.
If you could tell the Palestinian vet students or the local people what they should do very first, like the very first step to change their behavior or the way how they deal with the animals, what would you say them?
I will say them to start from stray dogs and please break the ice. Breaking ice is really easy. It's really easy. Stray dogs needs two things from any human being on this planet. Make him feel safe and feed him. And that's it. Stray dogs needs nothing more than that. Just make him feel safe. Don't be a danger part, or don't make any or stupid thing make him feel in danger. And give him some food. and he will be your friend until the end of your life. This is dogs. Dogs are like this. It's not that a complex creation on the planet. So just keep them safe, feed them. That's it. This is one of our future goals. Let's say we will just collect a number of people every weekend and go to an area with the high number of stray dogs. Try to break the ice, let's say, give them some food, play with them. But the problem is here we have a kind of medical issues because we don't know that this is stray dogs, what kind of medical problem they have. They didn't got the vaccination. They might bite someone for any reason. Kind of sensitive point, let's say, but it's on the list. If any people are going to listen to me right now, the main goal or the main thing you can do is to break the ice between you and the stray dogs. Don't feel afraid. Don't make them feel afraid. Give them some food. That's it. That's the whole solution.
And so now we talked about what you told something the Palestinian people. What would you tell the international vet students or the German ones? How can they maybe help?
Anybody from outside of Palestine can help by come to the country like what you did. Okay, you're coming to Palestine. Give the local students opened a new window for how world treat vet medicine in general. So when university and local students seeing that there are international students coming from outside, they will kind of think that they might see how bad we are working, so they will just try to making themselves better, trying to improve themselves, trying to have a kind of motivation because there's someone coming from outside. Let us look better than we are. Bringing new ideas from outside sometimes makes new, let's say, doctors, not only medicine, maybe, and lecturers or professors can come from outside also when you have an increased number coming to these countries. In kind of unethical way, let's say, it's a good chance for every vet students to learn how to treat with animals without getting afraid. There is no responsibility kind of, but that might also give us, let's say, a new motivation for the university to just try to focus on the ethics. Because when say that people coming from outside applying the ethics 100%, they will just know that they are doing wrong. As I told you, the window that will be opened when people coming from outside, just for the local student to see how world treat animals, kind of a really positive way. Also, I just told you, it's a good chance also to have a new experience as you did. You saw a lot of bad things, sorry about it, but you have the whole idea how the situation is, and you will try to help also. So you will have a motivation to better because your own goal or your aim is to help animals. That's it.
I mean, I not only saw the bad sides of Palestine, I saw a lot of good things. I mean, I met you, for example. I met people.
My God.
Yeah, see, here are the compliments. I mean, I met a lot of people that are motivated, that are eager to change the future to the better, and they want to change something. They are still hoping for a future, which is sometimes not very easy to do in this situation that you have in Palestine. So there are really a lot of good things there. The times that I remember are very happy memories and very precious ones. Okay, so I think we'll come to the end. One last question. If you couldn't give an advice for the future or for the veterinarians of tomorrow, what would you tell them? The ones that will start working maybe in a few weeks, next year, or in 2 years, what would you tell them for their future work life?
I guess from a humanity approach, let's say, or humanity vision, just remember that the creation that you are applying your medical information on is a soul. feels pain, feels sad, feels happy, feels angry, and he will feel and remember you. So you will see yourself in and dog's face in the entire of your life if you did something wrong. If you're going to start working as a vet doctor, just remember that the animal that you're treating with has feelings, and he will feel pain, and he will scream, and sometimes they can't talk. They can't tell you what they are suffering from. That's it. If you just remember that, you will do your job very well, and you will just put yourself instead of him with a bad doctor treating you and giving you a medication in the wrong way, and you can't talk, you can't explain what's happening with you. So remembering this thing will make you more cautious when you treat an animal or saving his life.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a good advice.
For me, I wish I can just insert it in a 1 gigabyte memory card, like this size, and put it in their brains, just to repeat it all the year, that you are treating with an animal that has feelings and feeling pain. Because you know the medicine, you know the medications, you know the operation, you know how to give an anesthesia, you know everything. But sometimes they just forgot they're treating with something feeling.
Yeah, thanks again. That was really a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you very much for taking your time to answer everything. Really, that was awesome.
So happy for this. We will meet in a day, I'm sure, and we will just keep going for what we are doing. And I'm really happy that you are doing your best for just have or do something helping us here in Palestine. If we just have any successful achievements, it will be a gift for you and for the people who are working with you. We will just be so happy. We will mention your efforts for helping us. So we really do appreciate it. And Palestinian animals also thanking you so much.
Next time I will come, every dog is waiting for me and saying things.
Yeah, we will greet you like in Annapolis in a free area. So we would just bring all the stray dogs. Hey, Masha is coming here. Let's go.
That sounds awesome.
So yeah, I just want to tell you that it should be one of your motivations that every Palestinian animal would thank you.